go ahead and take your way all the way to laying down. And as we're here, start to let some really good deep breaths flow through your body. Take a huge inhale, let it flood through your system. With that exhale, let things go. Sometimes even my first exhale or two, I'll make it audible, because in that sigh, there's a release. Some energy, some gunk, some stuff that I didn't even realize always that I was holding on to, but I found it, I discovered it, and now I'm ready to release it. As we're sitting here for a few moments, taking deep breaths, allow yourself to visualize, imagine, closing your eyes, imagine you had an internal weather. So check in with yourself right now. How is your weather right now? Sometimes it's crystal clear already. It's like, nope, I had a great day. I'm as happy as could be. And other times it's like there's a bunch of clouds or an active storm going on. Maybe it's just, if you prefer to have sunny days, maybe it's like just a ton of clouds just right over where the sun is, and it makes it feel so gloomy. So just check in. Doesn't matter, no judgment. Just notice how things feel for us internally right now. Take a moment to visualize a weather that we would prefer. So maybe one that we're kind of trying to internally get toward. So maybe this is just a completely different type of weather system, or maybe it's just as simple as, you know what, I'd like for my internal weather to just show me a beautiful sunset. All those clouds, those reds and oranges, just glowing, lighting up the sky. So just notice for yourself, what would we prefer our weather to be? How would we like it? As we head into class, our goal is to feel just a little bit closer toward that second visualization. Helping our body to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed, especially right now where we're noticeably beginning to feel the change in the weather. Sometimes it throws us off balance. So this helps us to recollect ourselves and head for that internal weather of our choice. So with that idea to get us started, let's take our first simple move. The arms will begin to stretch all the way up and back to that back wall. Start to feel some of those little muscles through the ribs and the shoulders, getting a gentle, gentle tug. Sometimes I'll even inch one set of fingers a little bit further, and then the other set. Almost like the backs of my hands are trying to walk back. And to help us create space here, spaciousness for better weather, let's begin to take our right ankle and press it over our left. Scoot the legs off the left side of the mat. Up above our head, let's grab our right wrist and scoot our shoulders off the left side of the mat. So both shoulders, both hips are completely grounded. But we're feeling that really good stretch through the ribs, up the shoulder. And in restorative class, we don't have to force anything to be too intense. So just kind of set yourself up in a passive opening. So leaning to just the right amount that it doesn't take any effort at all. Just breathe. And notice at this moment, breathing into that right half of the lungs. Imagine how that right half is affecting your weather. Left and right sides do different things for our body. One more huge inhale and exhale to the side. Let it really inflate your body. Then with a gentle release, let's find the hands and the feet separating. We're working our spine back into the middle of the mat. And just feel almost like that, a mini Shavasana. Feel how the body has shifted a little bit. So then we start working the second side. Take left ankle over. Legs scoot off to the right. Up above head, grab left wrist, the shoulders off to the right. Big banana shape, everything to right. And again, we don't need to be active, so scoot far enough that just being in the shape is enough. And how is that quality of being today? So often we're in doing mode. And it's totally different to just go outside and just watch a sunrise. Just look at a plant or watch a bird fly by. Start to notice how it is breathing into the left lungs. How does this side feel like it's affecting weather within? Just relax here. Let's take 3 more breaths. Feel those left lungs inflate. And completely relax. Just let it go. So when you finish that third breath, open the arms and legs back out. Like another mini Shavasana moment. Check in with the body yet again. Maybe things are shifting, that weather pattern within. Just enjoy being here, being present. Another breath to flow in. Out. And then this next shape we're going to be taking is kind of like a side fetal cuddle position. So what we're going to do is take our bolster and we're placing it over onto this right cuff of our body. We're going to lay on our right hip. Your right arm is tucked up in a way that helps support your neck nice and comfortably. And then figure out what would be kind of the best cuddle relaxation pose for this side. So it might be this left knee, placing itself onto the bolster, scooting it up really high. It might be placing the bolster in between your knees. I just want you to find a comforting position. Feel how it is now to breathe on this side of the body. It's like different parts of our lungs we have access to now. Think of breathing into your back space. Feel how just relaxed the abdominal area is. Take a deep belly breath in that spot. And overall, our sense of calm is increasing. There's a reason why we call it the fetal position. It's that first shape of comfort we found within our mother's womb. So with the eyes closed, it's almost like our cares, everything we've been carrying around, it's like they don't matter so much anymore. We'll be here just a little bit longer. Let these breaths flow. Again, working on that quality of presence with our weather. We'll take 3 more breaths on this half. Depending on how slow and deep your breaths were, sooner or later we'll finish that 3rd exhale. So when we finish, what I want us to do before we take the 2nd side is roll up over onto our belly. This is called an alligator pose. Our elbows are towards the back of the wall. Our hands are stacked so that the forehead can just rest down. What this does is give a nice little bit of traction to our back. It kind of opens up in just a little bit of a back bend, nothing too intense. And feel how it is breathing the belly into the earth. It's like our belly is getting a massage just by being. Breath go even slower and deeper into the belly. Last huge breath, let it go in. Out. Start to slide the elbows under the shoulders and bring Sphinx pose. When we get those elbows in place, let the head completely drop down. So the neck is heavy, let the back of the neck have this chance to stretch. Sometimes there's extra neck tension that might benefit by rocking the head just a little bit closer to the right shoulder. I'm gonna give up inches counts here. Maybe over to left shoulder, or maybe stay if you know the tight spot. One more breath right here. With our nice exhale, we'll start to switch to the second side, so you can get there however you wish. Eventually scooting the bolster over to the other half. You're rolling the left hip down. Left arm supports the head. Maybe the bolster's in between knees, or maybe the top knees up, scooting really far in. Lots of options. Just find out what's most comfortable, most restful here. Now that the belly doesn't have any sort of weight, pressure in it, feel it again have space to breathe freely. Sometimes when we switch sides, there's different things that start to pop up in our brain. Like the left and the right hemispheres of the brain control very different things. So if there's some of those cares and concerns that are starting to pop up, maybe take the next couple of breaths to imagine we're exhaling all those cares right out of our body. Let's take 3 more of those good deep breaths. Another good inhale. Exhale as we start to head out of this shape. I want us to press our way up, and we're going to take a fetal position. So you're welcome to face to the front of the room. Or sorry, fetal is what I said. I meant child pose. Let the knees go a little bit wide so we can scoot up our bolster right in between the knees. If the neck does not handle a twist to each side, you'll stack fists or palms is something to set your head down onto. But is assuming neck is okay, let yourself choose one side for the neck, and I'll tell us when it's about the halfway point to switch the neck to the other side. Let's take 3 more breaths with our neck to this direction. Whenever that 3rd breath finishes, flip the head over. These last 3 breaths for this half. So when the 3rd breath completes, let's find our way pressing into the ground to rise up. We'll come up to sit on the bolster. This will be a malasana pose, like a yogic squat, but very much supported on the ground. So this is one where if walking the feet closer kind of pushes us back, that's okay. Keep the feet a little bit further. For me, the width is about as wide as that bolster is. If you can scoot all the way in, that's fine. I'll take my elbows to help press the knees open as the hands travel downward. I personally like to try to lengthen my spine upward as much as possible. So if that's useful, take that advice. Let's take a moment to drop the right ear directly over the right shoulder. The head tilts slightly behind the right shoulder. The nose turns up to sky just a little bit. It shifts the muscle so that we're feeling the one that connects up to the left part of the jaw. We're back over shoulder neutral. And then head tilts slightly in front of shoulder, nose turns down. Take a couple of half circles, rocking the head over to left, right. When we go back over to left, take it to that neutral spot directly over shoulder. Go slightly behind the shoulder, nose turns up. Continue to readjust until you find that muscle of connecting the jaw. Ear over shoulder. Head slightly in front of shoulder, nose turns down. A few more half circles. Head starts to rise back up. We've got 2 options. We can either stay sitting on the bolster as the legs go a bit wider than mat, and just have hands supported in front of you, just a gentle tilt forward, or scooting off the bolster. We can bring the bolster around in front of us Have it tilted up so that when we rest our forehead down, we can just have a comfortable angle to lean. If anybody's at the point where you prefer just to drop it down and lean directly onto it, that's fine. Just find that angle that feels really comfortable for your body. Whether the forehead is physically touching something or not, imagine that's kind of like a drain for all the crazy thoughts that are not necessary at this moment. Maybe these are thoughts like a to-do list or memories that keep on replaying. It's like we can be with those later, but in this moment, how much can we be with this breath? Be with the energy of the people in this room. Be with this body. Because although it's not perfect, it works so well for us. Another breath, inflate the lungs. Yeah, let it go with a sigh. And heading to a twist from here. The bolster gets set up at the back of the mat, long ways. So if we need to scoot forward at all to have space for that, go ahead and transition. We're gonna tilt our knees. So oftentimes I'll start just facing forward, my knees upright, and then both knees tilt to the front door side of the room. So that sets us up kind of like a side saddle position. The heels tucked in to the side. We've got the bolster pulled right up to the right hip, and then hands flat down on either side of the bolster to start to turn us into a twist. See if you can get the middle of the chest, the sternum to point directly down. From that point, start to bend your elbows to lower yourself directly down. Once you're down, you choose which ear is down. And one side you get a neck twist, the other side it's much more gentle on the cervical spine. And continue to allow the hands to just relax. So the spaces where you can still breathe. Twists do something funny for breathing. They take out several of the points. So notice where you can still expand. Notice how finding those points takes away any sense of maybe panic that might arise from not being able to breathe as deeply as normal. Notice how finding those good crevices to take deep breaths into, finding those areas makes all the difference. It's like if the clouds started to roll in because it was getting more intense. It's like they have that permission. They can just pass right on by, maybe even creating a cool cloud formation in the meantime. Let's take 3 more breaths in this shape, finding a deeper sense of release each subsequent breath. Hands slide in under the shoulders, press into them. Let the body unwind as the knees lift back up. And continue to progress to second side. Take the knees backward. Bolster right up to the hip. Hands clap down, sternum twist. Continue to lower. Imagine in your mind's eye you could create any cloud pattern you wished. What fun designs and stories would you like to tell in the sky? more breaths this time. That third one wraps up. Press your way back upright. When the knees tilt back up forward, take the legs into cobbler's pose. So depending on your hips and your back today, maybe your legs decide to scoot quite a bit further forward. Maybe you want to tilt them really close in. It's all up to you, really. I personally love to have this bolster around again. Tilt it up maybe high, maybe medium, maybe low. Just to add something to release up onto. Allowing chin to rest or forehead. And any of those muscles that are really speaking to you. Imagine it's like the weather in that area is getting some things going on. So can we try to send a little bit clearer weather down? Notice if any of those muscle groups that initially were kind of screaming at you, notice they're starting to relax a little bit. It's almost like we're holding the resistance for some reason. And can we send that idea of relaxation to it? Last bits of tightness. So imagine our inhale could gather it up. The exhale lets it completely release. More breath like that. Huge inhale. Let it go, exhale. As we gently rise, it might be nice to take a few windshield wipers. So let the hands prop us up, let the feet go wide. Just knees rocking left. Knees rocking right. Beautiful. So bolster comes short ways onto the mat. This one's closer to the foot of the mat. So we come in, we sit on it first. And as we're sitting on it, have it so that as you start to tilt back, the sacrum, the hips are pretty much really flat on the entirety of the bolster. You're not falling to the top, you're not falling to the back, you're flush on it. Then continue to lower down to hands, lower to elbows, slide the elbows out, we're on our back. So from this shape, you've got some options. Those that really just need a heart opener, start to work your feet closer to mirror side, maybe all the way straight with the legs, maybe not. Those that would prefer more of an inversion, I've got a couple of options for you. Start to take the knees into the chest like a nice child's pose, just flipped on our back. And then you've got some options here. Option one, just stay in that nice hugging position. Option two, happy baby, grabbing the feet. Let the knees go wide. Option three, shoulder stand. The legs just floating upright. And option four, plow pose, hands slide up to the shins as the legs tilt toward us. Gives us a chance to be with the hamstrings just a bit more. So any of these options are completely open. Sometimes it's 5 or 6 breaths in one shape and then shifting to the next one. So this is one last chance to kind of shake up the body, shake the tight things up. Feel a sense of release, sense of groundedness. Shape continues to want to shift. Go right ahead. We'll be here a little bit longer. Eventually, settling the feet down like a bridge pose. Feet planted pretty close to where those glutes are. From here, we'll take a last shoulder stretch. It's a place where we tend to hold tension. It's a last chance just to relieve some of that. So let the right straight arm come across the body so that left arm can hug the right arm in. That brings the shoulder into a good stretch. Send some breaths there. And just switch. Second arm gets pulled in. Feel some of that tension easing right out of the shoulder. We release that arm. We start to head toward Shavasana. Easy, comfortable Shavasana from here would be walking your shoulders backwards until your hips are completely off the bolster and your knees are gently propped up. That'd be a very comfortable, gentle version. But if your body knows it wants something else for your Shavasana, it wants a particular shape, there's nothing wrong with that. Take your time to settle into whatever shape is going to be in the highest good for the body today. Whenever you get settled into your shape, whatever shape that is, let your mind's eye return back to that image of the weather that we would prefer to have, that image we set up at the beginning of class. Or maybe that shifted since the beginning and you have a new preference. So recognizing here that we do have maybe more power than we previously recognized to control this inner weather. We try to hold, at least for a couple of breaths, that image of our preference in our mind's eye. We send some good deep breaths and feel how that image lightens things up in our body. Things feel a little bit easier, a little bit lighter. So as these deep breaths continue to flow in and out, allow yourself to be transformed. That internal weather shifting. Here, let's begin to deepen our inhales, exhales. Allow little movements to return back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching it out in ways that feel really good. Perhaps eventually taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Here we'll enjoy a few bonus breaths, maybe another 2 or 3 huge cycles. Until sooner or later you feel ready to come up to a comfortable seated place. When we arise, let's join hands together in front of heart. Allow our mind's eye another moment to flash that image of our perfect weather. We can recognize that even when storms start to brew, we have a little bit of say in this internal weather. We can choose to take a deep breath rather than to get sucked into the tornado. We can choose to return here even when we allow storms to come. So with this calm mental state to lead us onto this marvelous rest of this day, let's wrap up the time that we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, and happiness, and peace. Namaste.